Hello, I'm Jenny and I'm going to show you how to do a stacked braid. I'm making a stacked braid with Dutch braid on the bottom and French braid on the top. So I'm taking three strands of hair and starting a Dutch braid. So go underneath to the middle and underneath to the middle and then start adding hair. So I add hair from both sides and go underneath to the middle and add hair again and go underneath to the middle. And then I'm going to start leaving strands out of the braid. So I leave a tiny strand from one of the thicker strands and leave it out of the braid completely and carry on braiding. So I'm going to make a Dutch braid on the bottom, and every few stitches I'm going to leave a little strand out of the braid. So I'm gathering all the hair from both sides and leaving little strands out. And I'm going from the left top part of the head towards the right shoulder. So this is going to be a diagonal stacked braid. So I'm taking hair from both sides, moving the strands underneath to the middle, and then every now and then leave a little strand of hair out of the braid completely. I carry on to the end and keep on leaving little strands and attach with an elastic. Then I'm going to take these strands that are hanging here and make a French braid on top. And now I'm going to take the first little strand, divide it into three and start 3-strand braiding. And when I get to the second bit of hair that is hanging out of the first braid, I'm going to add it to the little braid. And the easiest way to add the hair is to add it into two sections of the little braid. And you can always have a little look if one of the strands is thinner than the other ones. Make sure that it gets some hair added to it, but there's no strict rule how to add these strands, but every time when you get to a strand that is hanging out of the first braid, just add it to the top braid. And every now and then I keep on pancaking the bottom braid so that it makes the effect clearer that there is a Dutch braid at the bottom and a French braid on the top. So I carry on braiding, moving from side to middle and side to middle, and always when I get to a place where there is a little strand of hair hanging out, I add it to the top braid. And as I go along, I keep on pulling gently from the bottom braid so that we get a big bottom braid and small top braid. And when you're making the first braid, you need to make sure that, especially in the end of the braid, you don't leave out big sections of hair. because then the bottom braid will end up smaller than the top braid. Just make sure you, when you're leaving out hair, that you leave tiny strands. And I keep on pulling the sides of the stitches, because if you make a very tight braid all the way to the end, you won't be able to do the pancaking and pulling. So I do it little bit by little bit. Then I attach the two braids together with an elastic, and that's the stacked braid ready.